The best thing on here. I don't know why you can put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine, the moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee scream rest in peace, and think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I gave you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow, what the team is about. Champions, you can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee scream rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you tuned in to the one and only Big Hank Sports Review. Yeah. Basketball, football, breaking it down for you. Yeah. Now vibe with me. Like, comment, subscribe, oh yeah. Kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports, like, comment, subscribe, say wow. Kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Step on the court, feel the sneaker squeak. Hank call a play like a coach unique. Fast break vision, highlight reel. He breaking down the stats with that southern feel. On the field, end zone, crowd gon' roar. Touchdown energy, we want more. So if you want the game from a real point of view, better show love, like, comment, subscribe to. Like, comment, subscribe, say what. Big Hank, keep the game alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports Review. NBA nights, NFL days. Hank break it down in so many ways. From the block to the pocket, the hustle, the grind. Every story hit different when Hank defines. Laughs in the flow, but the game stay tight. He shine the spotlight where it feel just right. Sports and the culture, it's more than the vibe. It's the truth and the groove. Come on, subscribe. Now don't wait, don't hesitate. Click that button, elevate. Join the tribe, be part of the crew. Sports review with Hank coming straight to you. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Keep the channel alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Hank Sports Review. Review. Yeah.
Happy Monday, happy Monday. Hold on for a second. Hopefully all is well with you beautiful people. I'm glad to be here on a beautiful Monday. Debated what I was going to do a show today, but I said I have to. Guys, we're going to get our first preseason football game. Guys, as you see on the thumbnail, what's happening this week? Right here, Hall of Fame game. Hall of Fame game starts this Thursday, 6 p.m. I mean, not 6 p.m., I'm sorry. I want to say 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. But we got football. We going live, baby. We going live. We're going to have some action. We're going to have something to talk about. We're going to have something to talk about in the football realm. And not only this is going to help me as far as keeping up with what's going on, and I got to watch the Panthers because that's who the Chicago Bears' first opponent is. But as me, as a fantasy football participant, and of course we are having a show. Me and my man Chris Allen will have a show on the 17th. But guys, I got to make sure I'm abreast on everything. Even the Arizona Cardinals, as weak and sorry as they're going to be, I still need to know what's going on. They got a couple players that I may be interested in, like Love, the rookie running back, as well as Marvin Harrison Jr. I got to keep up with those guys. Those guys could possibly be participant on Hink's fantasy football team. Now, whole lot's coming on this week. This week we have a show. It's the first Wednesday of the month, so y'all know what that means. Men's Mental Health Show. We will be talking about depression and anxiety. We will be talking about it this Wednesday. So, guys, if that's what interests you, if that's what tweaks your interest, if that's what you're going through, please make sure you tune in because we're going to have the conversation. We are going to have the conversation. I'm looking forward to having this conversation. My man Tez is going to be here. Of course, he's going to be dealing with his son at practice, but he's still going to be here. And I appreciate the brother for tapping in. Guys, if you're watching it live, please do me a solid and hit that goddamn like button. Hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn like button, goddamn it. You heard what Ming said. Push the button. If you watch it on replay, push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
If you feel that you weren't going to push the button, you thought about it, but you didn't do it yet, shame on your ass. Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. I appreciate every last one of you guys being here. Over the weekend, my stream deck, I had to change some stuff around, move some stuff here, add some stuff here. I add some stuff. Let's see if we're working.
What are you saying, nigga? Nigga, what you want? Nigga, what you want? Okay, first of all, ain't nobody talking while I'm talking, so shut the fuck up. Oh, yeah. There's powerful niggardry at work here.
Damn. Now, these are a few sounds that I added to my stream deck.
Nigga, you gay.
What the hell? Oh, my God.
Now, that sound right there, I blame my son. Y'all blame my son for this. He turned me on to this shit. He was watching something. I don't know where it was. On IG? I don't know where it was. But he showed me that, man. I said, I need that sound. I need this goddamn sound.
What the hell? Oh, my God.
Say hello to my little friend.
I don't even know why I added that on there. But I'm a fan of Scarface and Tony Montana.
Say hello to my little friend.
So I just added it on. Here's another sound I added on.
Please don't.
I have no reason why I added that goddamn sound. But you know why? Because I'm a goddamn fan of Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, like, what's What's up with these goddamn sounds? If you don't like my sounds, you know what I say about that?
Fuck you.
There you go. You heard what Tyreek said. Tyreek said,
fuck you.
If you don't like it, that's what you can do. And don't be acting like one of these. Something wrong with me. Something got to be wrong. Oh, Lord. I added that too. Let me see.
You know, fucked up night. Who the fuck you talking to, right?
Now, if you don't know who that is, that's way back from The Wire. Shout out to The Wire, one of the great shows ever. You got weave in your head, huh?
Lord Jesus.
That's all I can say. When you hear all these goddamn sounds like that. Well, we know what that means, huh? So when we reacting to the goddamn pop the balloon and one of them chicks comes out and we think they're acting like one of these. You got to play the theme song, huh? They might as well walk out to that goddamn shit. But let's get back to sports, goddamn it. We got to get back to sports. That's what we're here for, to talk sports. Guys, like I said, we got a football game Thursday. Now, we all know the starters are not going to be in there. They're going to have a few starters in there, but more, the second string and a couple of rookies, get them acclimated to the NFL game, right? But I will be paying attention because it's football, and I love football. Look, I'm glad. Now, we all know why they picked the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals, because they got two guys them two prospective teams, Luke Kuechly and, of course, Larry Fitzgerald, are both going into the Hall of Fame. So they use these two teams in order to play in the Hall of Fame game. Now, some people may say, well, why is Luke Kuechly going to the Hall of Fame? That's a different conversation. I'm not going to get into all that. Do I think he deserves to be in there? Look, I'm one of those guys, I'm going to tell you, his body work ain't been long enough for me. But I'm not a voter. I don't have no say-so. I'm just a fan with an opinion. That's it. Not saying he's not Hall of Fame worthy. Y'all, you won't hear me say that. That dude was good. That dude was good. But I don't think he should have been first ballot. Let me say that. Y'all take it as you will. Run with it if you want to. Just my opinion. That's all it is, my opinion. Now, of course, Larry Fitzgerald, we know. Larry did a damn thing. He is a first ballot Hall of Fame type wide receiver. His number says that he is. So that's never going to be in question with me. But Luke Kuechly, you got an argument. You got a goddamn debate. You got to fight with me on that. I promise you I do. I'm just saying. Another thing, unfortunately, I hear in the sports world is coming from my team, is the Chicago Bears. Kobe Bryant will be out for 8 to 10 weeks. That's one thing I didn't want to hear. Injuries. That's the things you don't want to be hearing about your team. You hear about your team, you don't hear about injuries. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. So when you hear about those, you're like, damn. We dealt with a lot of injuries in our as far as our safeties and cornerbacks last season. We can't afford to do that again. You know what I'm saying? We need every defense player we can, especially ones we just hired. We just brought in as a free agent to help our team. So I hate hearing that news, but that's life, right? That's part of the game plan. You got to deal with what you got to deal with. So hopefully he recovers and gets well soon, so we can continue to progress as far as our squad. But, it's a part of the game plan. It's a part of the game plan, But, some good news out there is Luther Burden the third, LB, my man LB3. He's out there beasting it, you know what I'm saying? Looking like he needs to be the number one receiver. And the thing about Luther Burden the third, man, we got him for a great price. He wasn't the first round pick. He's second. And did we really need us? Well, maybe we didn't. Maybe we did. Didn't matter. He was a second round pick. What does it matter? You got to add some of these players just for that. You know what I'm saying? You need that. So you want like a 3 to 4 man wide receiver rotation in case one of the guys get hurt. Well, unfortunately, Romeo Doubs has been getting hurt, missing games. And last year, of course, at the time, DJ, he had little nicks and bumps, but he played in every game. Had other receivers that had to step up. But when my man LB3 got his opportunity, hey, he balled out. He took care of business. And so now, guess what? He's getting the rightful attention he deserves. Hopefully Rome can step up. Rome can step up for us and continue to build off of his momentum. Or at least create some goddamn momentum. Something's got to goddamn give. Because we need these guys. I do like Zay Thomas. I do like him as a third receiver, third, possibly fourth. Well, I also have Walker as well, who got, some, moments. He has some shining moments in big plays and big spaces. I'm hoping he continues to build off of his momentum, what he created last year. And our rookie, like I said, Zay Thomas, comes in and contributes in a great way. We need all of these guys to help out. You know what I'm saying? We need every last player to help out to really be able to contribute to the squad. But as far as the rest of the NFL, training camps going on, things are happening. Of course, you're going to have all type of news going on here and there, rumors here and there as far as players and all of that. Right now, the 49ers, Mike Evans is missing practice. He's an elder player. You got guys like A.J. Brown who got a thumb injury. The Lions running back Jamar Gibbs is hold in. They call it hold. Instead of hold now, they call it hold in. He's coming to practice. He's just not participating. He's a hold in. I never heard of that goddamn slogan. That's the first for me. Him and Bijan Robinson, probably your two top running backs in the NFL right now, especially according to fantasy league football statistics. You got to respect the gangster. You got to respect the gangster. I'm just saying. Like I said, August the 17th, we are going to be doing a show. Chris Allen, my man Chris Allen, and I will be having a fantasy football. So for you guys who are into fantasy, make sure you tune into that show. Guys, also, as y'all know, I'm going to have my fantasy drafts coming up here soon. Matter of fact, my first one is on Sunday the 16th. I will stream it. I will be sharing with you guys so you guys can see the behind-the-scenes look on how I operate as far as when I do my fantasy draft. Matter of fact, this coming Sunday, I do the draft order. So I already submitted emails to my league, letting them know, hey, the draft orders will be this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Dropping a link to them so they can have and see the video. We can all get on the same thing, on the same boat, so we can all see the order of the draft. So that's just for guys in my league. Y'all, it really don't concern y'all, but I just thought I'd mention it. But yes, I will be streaming both drafts. Of course, I have two drafts with them. One is my overall points league and my head-to-head, and I will be streaming both of them. One's on the 16th, and the other one's on the 23rd. Both on a Sunday at 7 p.m. So I will be having like a special show. It ain't gonna be a long show. It's just gonna be long enough to do the draft, and I may talk about my picks and what was my strategy behind me drafting after my fantasy draft. Been doing some mock drafting. I like doing those. Kind of gives me an idea on what some other people think. StreamYard be acting crazy sometimes. What the hell is going on with StreamYard? Thing kicked me out. Then I had to leave the stream and then come back in. I don't know what happened right there. StreamYard be on some different stuff. You know what I'm saying? They be on some different stuff. Why are they tripping today? I don't know. But nonetheless, let's get back to what I was talking about. But yes, as far as fantasy football, man, I will be, like I said, recording that so y'all can see on ideas on how I do my strategy. Now, I know if y'all remember last year, I wanted to record some of my live draft, and I still may do it. And I'm gonna have to kind of do some editing before I upload it because they be on some different shit. You know, the language be all over the place, and I don't want nothing that's gonna definitely jeopardize my channel for sure. But they be on some different shit. I'm just saying, I ain't on front. They be on some different shit. So with that being said, I definitely don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize my show. So I ain't going to be able to do it live, but I probably pre-record it and just get some moments so you kind of see what it looks like as far as a live draft. Online draft is way different from a live draft, right? Big difference. Because you pretty much at your whatever place you feel comfortable. I could be up in my goddamn bedroom and draft on my phone, on my tablet up in the bedroom. But I like to do it at my computer for real, so I could get a big screen. Sometimes what I do is I'll shift my monitor because I got that access. I can turn my monitor, and of course it'll rotate. This monitor, the main monitor, the one I'm using right now to talk to you guys on. I could shift that and go straight up and of course it's touch screen, so I can pick it like it, or I can use my mouse. Either one, I got options. Now, most of the time, when I'm doing, that I use my mouse, but I may try to do the touch screen, see how it works. Well, that'll work. I mean, but just I don't know how it's going to look on film, right? Because then I have to rotate my camera. And of course, instead of long ways, instead of going horizontal, I have to go lateral. Because right now I'm horizontal. Lateral's that way, and that's what I would have to. That's what I like to turn my monitor to in order to do it. But I've never tried to record from that angle. I may see how it looks. I'm gonna do a test run, see how it looks before I actually start doing it. When I do my mock drafts, but we'll see. We'll see. Can't wait to have that conversation. And then it also is going to give me an opportunity to pull up my team, my first fantasy draft team with my man Chris, and let him see what he thinks about my draft this season. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he speaks highly of it. We'll have to see. He might say, God damn, Hank, your shit is trash. Then I got to accept it. It is what it is. I might say, man, it's been a long day. You know what I'm saying? You know, date night Saturday night, man, the old ladies hung out late and they just had a good time. And I was tired. I didn't sleep well, man. You know what I'm saying? I was stressing, going through it, whatever reasons. Somebody said, hey, you just making a bug excuse. You just had a trash drive. Well, then I got to say, fuck it. I could say,
Fuck you.
I just had a bad draft. I just got to accept what I got to accept. Oh, man, it is what it is, huh? You know how it goes. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. Hit that goddamn button. I appreciate every last one of you guys being here. And make sure y'all do me a solid and make sure you hit that like button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Guys, with that being said, let's keep going. This news came across my ticker, and that was that Notre Dame and USC has decided to renew their football rival with a 4-game series beginning in 2030. I'm sorry, 2030. Now, y'all say, damn, man, that's 4 years away. You're right. But that's how they schedule it out. That's how they schedule it out. And unfortunately, the last game they played was in 2020. Unfortunately, we all know what was going on in 2020 was COVID. You know what I'm saying? COVID-19 was going on. So they wasn't able to play, and that was the last game they were supposed to play. And, of course, they didn't renew the schedule for whatever reasons. Well, a lot of reasons. The college football landscape is starting to change a little bit, right? And a team like Notre Dame needs all the help they can get because they're independent. And when you're independent, they're going to base the playoff, the opportunities to make it to the playoff is based on your strength of schedule. And unfortunately, since they're not in a conference, they got to try to schedule some tough teams in order to add on the schedule. Now, of course, part of the deal with they playing in the ACC as far as every other sport but football, they remain their independence in football. But part of the ACC deal is that they have to play so many ACC teams every season. So you'll schedule them, but we all know ACC is the weakest conference in college football. So Notre Dame acknowledged that and realized that and still need more help. So USC, I need for you to help me out, right? So you got teams like USC to probably sign, or they'll probably see if they can still stick a game or two in there with Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even Ohio State. Look, Indiana's starting to be a powerhouse as far as college football. Maybe Notre Dame could roll down the street. You know, Terre Haute, Indiana, not that far from Bloomington. Can we mosey on down the street and schedule the Indiana Hoosiers for a game or two? Who knows? You know, you got to do what you got to do. You have to do what you got to do. So Notre Dame said, hey, man, USC, we've been playing together for a long time, right? We go all the way back to the days of the World War II. So I need for you guys to get your shit together and put us on your goddamn schedule. That's what they said. Well, they probably didn't use those words. Let me take that back. They probably didn't use them words, but you know what they mean. You know what they was really saying. This is another thing I've been seeing. Ole Miss sues 2 ex-players who transferred to LSU for breach of contract. So, guys, if y'all don't know nothing about this NIL deal, right? And these guys, these young men signed these NIL deals. And so part of the NIL deal was probably for him to stay at Ole Miss and fulfill his contract. But since his coach left, he said, I'm going where my coach is. I'm not worried about this. In a statement released from Ole Miss, he said, the value in student athletes and its commitment to honoring all obligations made to them. Now, it looks like the Mississippi State, hey, I don't care about your leave, what's going to cost you? You got to pay to play. We want our goddamn money's worth. And you transferring ain't going to help us. What you going to do about it? What you going to do about it? Well, it looks like the old Miss said, well, we going to do this. We're going to sue you, some bitches. Y'all got to pay us. I don't care about Lane Kiffin. Ain't nothing we could do about him. But your ass, we could do something about you. You and your buddy there who decided to leave and go with your goddamn former coach, with your old coach. We're gonna get our meat and blood. We're gonna get our goddamn paybacks in blood. Peel ham. Peel like a goddamn shrimp. That's what they say. That's what Ole Miss saying. That's what Ole Miss told these young buds. They said, I ain't playing with your ass. We ain't got time. You know what the young blood said?
What did you say, nigga?
You heard what they said. They said, you got to pay us. And we taking your ass to court. Shout out to the last Mr. Big. He said, we got to take that shit to trial, bitch. Take this shit to trial. That's what it said. Speaking of that, I'm waiting on my album to come in. I'm waiting on my last Mr. Big album to come in. That's what we're supposed to tell you about that. Y'all supposed to go be the member. Matter of fact, if you want to be a member of my channel, you need to go and become a member. Shame on you if you ain't. But if you decided you want to, well, God damn it, here's the membership thing. Let me go and drop that in the chat. If you want to be a member of the basement, be a basement dweller. Huh? Every good person needs to be a basement dweller. Every good person needs to be a member. God damn it. You want to be a member? Join the membership. Hit that link. Guys, if you want to join and be subscribed to my other channels, make sure you hit the link to subscribe to those. Here's those. Let me see. We got this one right here. Let me put all these in the chat so you guys can have the opportunity to subscribe to the other channels. If you subscribe to this one, I appreciate you. If you ain't subscribed to the other one, shame on you. But here you go. Let me drop that link. Not only that, I also have my Hinks Collectible channel, right? So if you guys are into collectibles such as I think you need to hit this goddamn link so you can subscribe to this. I'm dropping them all in the chat. All right, you got to subscribe to everything. Matter of fact, you want to roll with Hink, subscribe to everything that I got going on. Everything. Don't let nothing deter you. Nothing. Subscribe to every last one of them. Shame on you if you ain't did. And do me a favor, when you subscribe to them, hit that goddamn like button while you're at it.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. Guys, what I want to say about also about this Notre Dame matchup with USC. I love watching those matchups. I remember the first time I really paid attention was back in the days when Rick Myers was playing for the not the Cowboys, goddamn, was playing for the Golden Domers, as they said. I remember watching him and going against USC. Now, of course, I seen some of the games with Jerome Bennis playing, but I really didn't pay attention to it like that, right? I mean, I watched it, but I just really didn't pay attention. You know, when Tim Brown played back in the day, Rocket Ishmael, some of the names, Ricky Waters. I'm naming all these goddamn Notre Dame play. But I used to watch all of them play, man. And I remember on TV, they played that USC game. That USC game was like a big rival for them, man. I mean, it was like shit. I mean, I remember times watching Notre Dame was trash. Somehow, some way, they found a way to get up. Now, there was a time period when Matt Liner, Michael, Reggie Bush, and what's my man, Lindell White. Yeah, I remember Lindell White. I think they used to call him Thunder and Lightning. But I remember when they was there for that 3+ years. No, Notre Dame didn't stand a goddamn chance. Notre Dame didn't stand a goddamn chance. It was like, God damn, why y'all wasting your time going out here? They about to beat the brakes off y'all. And shit, please believe you me. That's what they did. Beat the brakes off them boys. Right? You know, when Pete Carroll was at USC and Lou Holtz, RIP to Lou Holtz. Well, I don't even think Lou Holtz. Let me see. I'm talking to it might have been Tyrone Willingham. It might have been during that time. They had a few coaches, man. They've been going through some. I remember your boy was there. What's my man? Used to coach for the New England Patriots, the offensive coordinator there. What's his name? God damn. He was there for some short time. They went through a lot of up and downs. I do like the current coach that they had, Marcus Freeman. I think he's a great coach for them. I think he's a great talent. You know, I know at one time the Bears flirted with him as possible head coach candidate. Other college teams, I'm sure, looked in on the opportunity to bring him in as a head coach, up and coming young coach. But I think Notre Dame is kind of turning the corner now. It's going to ever be the days of what Notre Dame was back in the day. Now, them days are long gone from Notre Dame, right? Them days are way long gone. You know, college football is way different than it was back in those days. Doing your granddaddy's Notre Dame football. You know what I'm saying? Big difference. Big difference. Different time, different era. Now that money flowing, everybody get the opportunity to get these good players. You know what I'm saying? That they like mercenaries, nomads. I'm going with the highest bidder. That's how it's looking out here in these city streets. We're going with the highest bidder. And if it's you, we'll go with you, Notre Dame. If it's Georgia, we're going with Georgia. If it's Alabama, we're going with Alabama. If it's Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, we're going with them. That's just the landscape of the land right now. That's just how it rolls. So as these teams got to adjust, so does everybody else. And truth be told, so should some fans' expectations. I'm just saying. Some fans got a high level expectation. It's going to have to change. Guys, as y'all know, my son is going to be going to school in Charlotte, North Carolina, playing for the Johnson S. Smith. Man, don't get me like, come on now. What is it? Johnson C. Smith University. My bad. He's going to be going down there. He's flying out. He's happy, looking forward to going. I'm happy for him. Got to go down there doing orientation in July. Had a good time. Got to engage with some of his future teammates, future coaches and staff. Meet some of the administration. So it was a great visit for him. I was happy for him. He's looking forward to playing the game of basketball, which he loves. But y'all know, guys, I do my one-on-one. And normally I do it in person. For these first 3 years, first 3 seasons, we've been doing it in person. But we're not going to have that opportunity this season. So we will be doing it online. Now, I'm going to have to work it out with his schedule so we can do it. We're going to have to figure it out. Because you know we got to do the one-on-one dad and son, one-on-one, what we got and what do we expect for this up-and-coming basketball season. I guess I'm also going to have to change my intro because he no longer played for IUS, Indiana Southeast anymore. He now plays for Johnson C. Smith University. So we're going to figure it out. Also, I'm going to need to go and purchase my Johnson C. Smith sweatshirt like you see in this thumbnail. I need to get me one. Probably should have got one when I was down there, but the bookstore was not open. And was it open? No, it wasn't open. Well, wasn't nobody working. We walked through there, but wasn't nobody working. So I was in there scouting now, looking at the sweatshirt. But, when I go down there for one of the games, I will make sure I pick me up one. I will be in a Johnson C. Smith attire. I'm not a hat guy, so I won't be buying a hat. But I will buy me a T-shirt and a hoodie. I'm sure my wife's going to expect me to get her one as well. Or if I don't, I will get hell to pay. So when she goes down there with me, she'll be uniformed up and we'll be representing Johnson C. Smith University in support of Lil Hink. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. I will also, like I did last year, I will be streaming the game. So any games that I will not get to make to, and there'll be a lot of them, unfortunately. Unfortunately, be a lot of. I want to at least try. Man, this is my hope and wish that I make it to at least 5 games. That's what I'm hoping for. It's going to depend on my schedule. If my schedule will allow me, we will be down there for 5 games. That is my hope. Fortunately, I do have a guy down there. My man, Professor, he is down that way. He lives down that way. So I'm going to have him, go to the game and represent me. The one of the games that I can't go to and that he's able to go to represent me to cheer and root on my son in person. So he doesn't feel like he is down there alone. But please believe me, I will be there in spirit. I will be watching the game. I will be cursing him out when he makes mistakes. I will give him a hard time. Probably the next day after the game, I'll give him the rest of the day to think about it and cool off. People always say you hard on yourself than the other people could ever be. And that is true for him. So I'll probably call him next day and say, what the hell happened? What was you thinking about? Why did you make that pass? That was a bad shot. What type of defense was you playing? I will be very critical of him. He knows this. I ain't got to say no more. He already knows the expectations. So it is what it is. I love him. Wouldn't trade him for the world. That's my boy. But I'm going to be hard on him because that's what a father do, right? That's what you got to do sometimes. Got to be tough on these kids. You got to hold them to a certain standard, hold them to a certain expectations. You got to. You can't be friends with you can't baby them all the time. Truth be told, all our kids are 18 and older, so there's really no more babying of kids. Now you're just going to be babying young adults. And you shouldn't be doing that. Because they don't learn from that. Sometimes you got to let them fall, scrape their knees, bump their heads. That's part of life, right? I tell my son all the time, I said, there's nothing wrong with taking these L's. And what y'all take as losses, I call them lessons, right? Taking L's are lessons. I said, losses doesn't cost you your life or your freedom. You always got a chance to make up, correct, fix, or do over. As long as it doesn't cost you your life or your freedom, you can do that. But with that being said, there's going to have to be some lessons learned. I'm just saying. Guys, do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. I need that button to be pushed. But guys, like I said, we got live action on Thursday, man. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. If y'all ready for some football, a shout out to Hank Williams Jr. I'm ready. I'm ready for that goddamn whistle to be blown. I don't give a damn. It's preseason. I'll be watching. I'm watching the whole goddamn game unless I fall asleep on it. Now that's a different conversation if that happens. But if I don't fall asleep, I'm watching that whole goddamn game. Matter of fact, let me tell you further that I was down in my office watching the goddamn arena football. I'm jonesing for football so goddamn bad. I'm watching arena football is probably the worstest shit you can watch. So bitch only going like 50 yards. But I need my fix. What am I supposed to do? Y'all probably think, man, this Hink guy, he's a goddamn junkie. Ain't no junkie, man. I just love football, man. And when football ain't all, man, I'm miserable. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm impatient waiting for some more football. So now it's right around the corner. I can't wait no goddamn more. At the 12, I'm worse than a gremlin. Feed me hip hop and I start trembling. Y'all remember what Eric B. Rock? Man, where did the hell that come from? I mean, that was just off the dome when I came off of that Rakim, a verse from Rakim. Shout out to Eric B. and Rakim. Shout out to Paid in Full. That wasn't even Paid Full. That was Follow the Leader. Do. What y'all know about that? What do y'all know about that Follow the Leader? What do y'all know about that microphone fiend? You know what he said. I take 7 MCs, I put them in a line. I take 7 more brothers who think they can rhyme. But it'll take 7 more before I go for mine. And that's 21 MCs ate up at the same time. Easy does it doing easy. That's what I'm doing. No stretching, no passing around, no doing, no biting. Why bother? God, boy, y'all don't know about that. Don't make me go pull that goddamn album out. That goddamn album's a classic. Speaking of album, I'm going to a record show event. I can't wait. It's been a long time. The last one I went to was trash. It was up in Indiana. I was very disappointed. Look, when I went up there, cost me $5 to get in. Wife didn't want to go in. She just sat in the car, in the truck. I went there by myself. I walked around. I ain't find shit. They had some good stuff. They was just overpriced. When they overpriced, they just trying to gouge the shit out of you, just to gouge you. I just leave the shit alone. The other stuff they had already had, so they benefit me. But I had to walk out there with something. So I walked out there with the Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow's last album they put out. Of course, he had his debut song there, If I Rule the World. Great album. Didn't have the album. Had to add it to the collection. That was the last time. I think it was sometime in June, I think it was, we went. Now, they had a couple record shows other places. Didn't get to go. I didn't get to make the one in July. My wife and I, it was in late June, the 25th, I think, of June. I didn't get to make that one. My wife and I was in Gatlinburg, so I didn't get to make it to that record show, which I don't know. I normally go anyway because that record show's always been bad. There's one vendor that I like to deal with. I'm sure. When I seen him at the show that I went to, he said he didn't come. He didn't come. He's from out of the Ohio area, and he didn't make it down. Yeah, he didn't make it down, so he didn't get to come to that show. He's one of the vendors who normally carries more hip hop than any other vendor. And some of the vendors, they have it. You'll see them vendors. They have probably about a quarter of a box. The box is probably about 3 foot long, and a quarter of that box that have hip hop in it. Well, he's one of the vendors who had multiple boxes. This man had like 5 different boxes. Like I said, it's about 3 foot long. You know what I'm saying? And he had the hip hop in it. Not only have hip hop, he had it categorized. I mean, well, when I say categorized, he had all his hip hop together. R&B was together. You know what I'm saying? So he had it in order. One thing I hate about doing the record shows and dealing with certain vendors, that they don't have their music categorized. Right? They'll just have it all thrown in. With those, I won't even Deal with them people. Now, I could be missing out on something. Truth be told, it's probably not a good strategy if you're a guy who likes to dive in and do the album thing. Probably not a good strategy. So please don't take my strategy. If there's not in category, if not in, in genre order, don't deal with them. Don't take my strategy because you could be missing out on a whole lot of good stuff. Now, let me say this. Early on, when I was diving for records, I didn't adopt that strategy. Right? I didn't, because I know I'm starting to get my collections where I would like it to be. Now that I'm at that point, for the past 5 years, I don't deal with that shit. If shit's not in some type of genre category, I say, fuck you, I'm not going. Unless it's a vendor who I've never seen before. And I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Because if you talk to some vendors have no idea what they have sometimes. So, especially with hip hop and R&B, they got it because they got it. They want it at an auction or want it at a storage, something like that. So they just trying to sell it to make a few coins. They don't really know their value like that. And so if that's the case, I just go through it. But if it's guys I've seen before, knowing, man, come on, man. Now you've been doing this for quite some time. Why you still got your shit all just scattered everywhere? Hip hop over here, R&B over here. Why not just go through your own shit and bring it together, put it together? No, they don't. They're just lazy. They just throw it in the box and keep it moving. Now, some will throw like certain genres in the box, and because they know a lot of people like the classic rocks, the old school heavy metal. Matter of fact, they'll go and follow that categorized by just harder. I seen like one guy just have like 2 boxes of just Elvis. I'm like, fuck Elvis. I don't give a shit about Elvis. But some people like Elvis. They'll do that. What's another group? They're like Kiss is another group that they will just separate out. The Beatles, another group is they would do that. And I know I'm not even talking. I'm not talking about sports. And I apologize. I'm gonna get back to it. I promise you I am. But it just made me think about it. But you have some people that would do that shit. I hate that. To me, it's just so dysfunctional, and I don't deal with dysfunction. I just don't. Not when it comes to my music and stuff like that. No, I don't like that. But it is what it is. Another good thing that my son moved to Charlotte is because that'll give me another opportunity to go down there and do some searching for their music. What type of music that they have down there, and doing some research on some music store. Not only that, the action figure and collectible stores, that'll give me another reason to get another part of the country that I get to go to and find those out and do that research. So I didn't get to doing this visit because we was only down there for like a day or so. We got down there Friday. He went on his visit Saturday. Saturday after visit, I drove us on back. My wife and my son, and I drove us on back. We was out there. I didn't get to do no record shopping or action figure or Funko Pop shop. It was just like in and out. Got some food, got on the road. I drove the whole way. No help. At least coming home, I ain't getting no help. Now going down there, my wife drove a couple hours. She gave me 2 hours to drive. That's about all she gave me. And I couldn't relax because when she drives, she's like, yes. When you're 2 lanes, she's over her in a fast lane, slow lane. Fast lane, slow lane is what she just kept doing. Like, oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Just give me enough time to relax my eyes. I don't think we just pray about it. That's all I can do, just pray on it. But with that being said, it's going to give me the opportunity to go down there and do some research and find out what I need to find out and see who sells some good action figures down there, who sell albums and records and vinyl. My buddy, Professor, did give me a place, but I wasn't able to go. So he did give me one of the record spots that he likes to deal with. So I didn't get the opportunity to go because, of course, I was only down there for a temporary time. And when we got down, it was too late. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So we checked in, got us something to eat right before we got into went to the hotel, checked in, called the coach, let him know we here. We'll see him in the morning. Matter of fact, we moved the visit time up because we were supposed to do the visit start about 12 o'clock noon. We ended up moving up to 9 o'clock. So soon the visit was over, we got up through and got home because I knew how to make that drive. Of course, my son had to work the next day. I didn't have to work. I was off. But he had to work the next day at the gym he works at. So just want to make sure he got him home in time enough because, being on the road can be a little taxing. Me and my wife, we was fine. We didn't have no work Sunday. Well, I had to work on Sunday, so we was fine. Nobody had to work but my son. So, make sure we got on him enough time so he could rest, relax, and do all that stuff. So I didn't get the opportunity to visit none of what they have, but I will. I promise you, I will. I will do a map, name the store, the best Funko Pop store, or best action figure store in the state of Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as the best record store in that state, and I will visit them. I will get the opportunity to dive in their records, and I'm looking forward to it when I go down there. Now, I do want to go down there in September, but not for my son's basketball game. I want to go down there to watch Carolina Panthers play the Chicago Bears. I don't know if I'm going. I would love to, but that won't be one of the games I'm going to. I'm looking to go to maybe the one in Atlanta. Atlanta may be a possible destination. That's in October. So we have to see. So I'm going to try to at least go to one home game and one away game. And the away game that I'm looking at is that Atlanta game. Guys, I don't know if you ever got to go to a Falcons game. They do it big. They party good. I remember a long time ago when they was in there, I think it was called the Georgia Dome, and they played the Saints. And the Saints in Atlanta are big rivals, right? We went to that game. They had a good time. They had it was over at tailgating, and if you right next to where we was tailgating, they had landmark where they was going to build what the dome is they ain't playing now, which is Mercedes-Benz dome. So they had that display up where you see the visual. They gave you a whole video spread of it, but we was out there. And some of the dancers from Magic City came giving out their paraphernalia, giving out pens and cards, telling you come on over to the club after the game. Now we ain't planning on going over after no club after the game. It wasn't something we was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We had to get on the road after the game. Matter of fact, it was one of those. We went with a group, and we had a bus. So as soon as the game was over, we all head back to the bus, head on back. We got there on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Went to one of the clubs down there back then. I don't even know if it's still open. Called the Velvet Rope. Boy, that was my type of club. It was an older grown folk club. But we started off at the underground, and they had a club down there. And you couldn't know because you had to go all the way around the corner. You had to pay to get in. It's $10 to get in. We went there, man. It was probably about 12 people. That wouldn't include the people at the bar, working the bar. I said, these motherfuckers ain't shit. Motherfucker pat you down, charge you $10, and motherfucker ain't nobody in here. We stayed in there 5 minutes. They had it long enough to get a drink, and then we got up out of there. We said, hey, man, let's go to the Velvet Road. One of the guy's cousin was a DJ over there. I said, shit, we should have went there at first. What the hell we doing here? Best believe we end up at the Velvet Road. Had a good time. Had plenty of fun. Plenty of fun. I ain't gonna tell you what happened at the Velcro. We had some good times. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those. Let me get back on these goddamn sports. How did y'all get me talking about this? Everything else but sports. This is crazy. I blame you guys. It's your fault.
Lord Jesus.
Let's get back to sports. Let me say this before we get out of here. College football's coming up. A lot of changes in the game. A lot of stuff that's going on in the college football game that they're talking about, they're trying to do. It's very interesting on how you see Nick Saban, who was once in the college game, now an advocate of trying to change the college football game. My man, when you was in there, you was benefiting. Now you're no longer benefiting. Now you're trying to flip the script. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. I don't understand it. I really don't. But, it is what it is. Looking forward to see how my man Archie Manning is going to do. How he's going to progress at Texas. Is he going to become, the number one pick in the NFL's projected 2027 draft? With his experience and his what happened to him last year and the learning curve that he had to make now that he was a full-time starter. You know what I'm saying? He ought to be better. I could see him getting better. As y'all know, the Texas is in the SEC, and we all know the SEC is king. If you don't know that, you better get to know it. I don't know I don't know where you've been at. You've been up on a goddamn rock. I remember seeing this, and Saban said national title doesn't make the Big Ten the best conference. Now that's true. But that goes for the SEC too as well, though, Nick Saban. So you can't just say that. But it does help that they won it 3 years in a row. Between Michigan, Ohio State, then Indiana. They may not be the best conference, but they are sure putting a fight up. I tell you that. But that's Nick Saban's SEC bias. Huh? Got a lot of new faces in the SEC. New coaches. Mississippi, Ole Miss has a new coach. LSU got a new old coach. Different programs is moving around. Kentucky has a new coach. So you got a lot of guys, that are new at their new positions as far as in the SEC. They had their media day last week. So that's always good. But the one thing about the SEC, I'm going to say this. When it comes to football, they don't spare no expense on what they need to do. Whether it's getting the players that they feel like they need to get or paying the coaches that they need to pay in order to make their program successful again. Teams like Georgia, Alabama, the LSUs, the Floridas, they're going to do what they got to do. They're not going to stay down for long. You're not going to keep them boys down for long. I promise you that. They're going to do what they got to do to come up. Now, other teams just got to make adjustments. Do you think they're going to let the Big Ten going to take that crown and talk about the best teams in college? Hell no. Just because they had a few, these past 3 years, they had 3 teams win? No, shit, that don't mean nothing to them. They feel like they're going to do what they got to do to take that crown back. And that's the way they play. That's the beautiful thing about the SEC, man. Them boys don't be playing. Shout out to the South. Them boys don't be playing. And when you see what they put on that field and how they put them in that field, you know. That's what it is. That's what it is. But guys, with that being said, I appreciate every last one of y'all guys being here. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
If you're watching this on replay and not watching the live, shame on you, but hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
If you watching me, you hate watching me. I don't know why you would even think about hate watching me. But if you're doing that, hit that goddamn like button.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
With that being said, I'll catch you beautiful.